Adams County, Pennsylvania, October 1877. The leaves had just started to fall. A sharpness crept into the wind. And in the quiet township of Franklin, a young woman lay dying. Her name was Mary Witherow. She was 31 years old. She didn't have much. No property, no husband, no children. But she had a job, a good reputation, and a place to sleep. She worked as a housekeeper and cook on the farm of William A. Campbell, a middle-aged farmer known around town for being blunt, unpolished, and at times volatile. On the evening of October 11th, Mary helped prepare a simple supper: beans, pork, bread, and tea. She took her portion like always. Nothing seemed out of place. But shortly after eating, she became violently ill. Her symptoms came on quickly: vomiting, cramps, cold sweats. She complained of searing pain in her stomach. By morning, Mary was dead. At first, some assumed it was illness, cholera perhaps. But the suddenness raised eyebrows. And in small-town Pennsylvania, people talk. The coroner was called. An inquest was held that same day, and a jury of locals gathered. The body was examined, and a chemical analysis was done, not a common practice in rural investigations at the time. The results were shocking. Mary Witherow had been poisoned with arsenic. Whispers turned into accusations, and all eyes fell on one man: William A. Campbell. He owned the home. He had access to the food. And more than one neighbor hinted that their relationship had grown tense. Some believed Mary had refused his advances. Others suggested she was about to leave and take a family secret with her. And a few, quietly, suspected there was another woman involved, someone with access to the kitchen and a motive of her own. Campbell was arrested. His trial began in the spring of 1878, and it captivated the county. Witnesses were called. Neighbors testified about the days leading up to Mary's death. One mentioned a small pouch of white powder seen in the kitchen weeks earlier. Another claimed Campbell had once threatened Mary during a drunken argument. But despite the accusations, there was no clear proof of who had poisoned the food. And more importantly, no one saw him do it. The jury was divided. Doubt clouded the evidence. And after weeks of questioning, arguing, and speculation, William A. Campbell was acquitted. He walked free, and the case was closed, but never solved. Mary Witherow was buried in the cemetery at Idaville United Methodist Church. Today, her grave is either unmarked or lost, just one more forgotten woman whose life ended in silence. Was it the man she worked for? Was it someone else in the house? Or was Mary simply unlucky, a casualty of jealousy, power, and the shadows that still linger in small town history? In a farmhouse tucked deep in Pennsylvania hills, one woman's death raised more questions than it answered. And nearly 150 years later, it still haunts the valley. You're watching A Veil of Crime, where history meets mystery and truth is darker than fiction.